Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me now? Now I'm curious. Is my sound back on? Okay, now you can hear me. Hi, Heather. All right. So I'm going to start over because Lori said she couldn't hear me. So, hello, Joe. Fix it for you. Simply Jan Homestead. Another time. Linda with Life in the Piedmont. And Philbeck. Lori with It All Adds Up. And Bob with Robin Hood Homestead. Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. And Lone Cross Scotty. Welcome in, guys. So I'm glad you guys can hear me now. I don't know what was going on. I kind of just unplugged something and made sure my volume was up over here on the side. So hello, Beth. How are you? So last night we did a update on the Ozark meetup. You can always go back and listen to that if you want to hear anything about the Ozark meetup. I will talk about it a little bit tonight. When I finished up my garden last year, I did not close out all my beds properly, which when I do that causes more work for the next year. So yesterday I cleaned up one of the beds, and today I cleaned up another one of them, just so I won't have such hard work for next year. So there's that. I started going through my seeds. In January, people start talking about gardening. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready, And then after hearing it for a couple weeks, I was like, the Lone Star meetup? Yeah, last night we talked about the Lone Star meetup. And what date is the Ozark meetup, Jan? Can you put the dates in the all the meetups? Can you put the dates for the Ozark meetup for your meetup in the comments, and I'll bring that up. So Jan and Linda and myself are going to be hosting the Ozark meetup in June. That's the dates for the Ozark meetup. And yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. We already got our RV spot booked. There's some really fun, exciting guests that are planning to come, which I cannot mention at this time, but it's going to be really cool. We're going to have some lives. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be at a totally different place. We still have 8 inches of snow in the garden beds. Not only do we not have snow, we also have had no cold. And I actually want it to get cold because, I'm hoping it'll kill bugs, or I don't know, kill the weeds in the garden or something. Cause it's like, it's supposed to go through that phase of the winter. Your garden is supposed to go through that phase where it kills off everything. And then, it's dead, and then you can chop it down, and then you can kind of clean it out, rake it, hoe it out, rake it out, or you can leave it in there and just kind of let it compost for next year. Which I had some of that. Like today I was raking, one area. I wanted to get Vigo beds. That would be nice. I would like to have the Vigo beds. So I've been really busy. I worked about a week on the ministry room. Still not done with that, but it looks better, way better. It's way better. And then this week I worked on the kitchen. So I took everything off of the kitchen counter and bleached the counter, completely sanitized and bleached the counter. Thought real mindfully about what is sitting on the counter to try to declutter the counter. I did that with the first one, then I did that with the second one, and then I did that with the third one, and then all 3 of those were in one day. And then yesterday I did the biggest counter over there. where I usually make all my videos, and I took everything out, bleached everything down, and I did decide to get rid of the Keurig, because that's one less thing on the counter. It gives me more counter space, like right over here where the coffee pot is. And I was able to add some of my coffee stuff over here. That way I don't have to be walking all over the place, because in the morning I'm kind of a little bit, crazy. So it's nice to have everything all in one spot. Nothing seems to kill the weeds. Yeah, I kind of left my beds bad. So I'm trying to make up for it now by working, since we're having such a warm January, I figured I might as well work on it. I did a little bit in December too, because it's warm in December as well. However, I feel like the cold is going to come in February for some reason. So, yeah. Okay. So what else is going on right now? Today I did my weigh-in, because I have a goal this year to lose weight. Did my weigh-in. I got real serious. Of course, I wish I could tell you what my weigh-in was, but it's kind of embarrassing. So I'm going to keep that to myself. But my workout buddy, or my, what do you call it? Health buddy, the other person that's doing this with me. She knows what my weight is. I did tell her what it was today. So I did my weigh-in today. It's not like exactly the beginning of the year, but at least it's in the first month of the year, and I could see what my progress is over this year. I am doing a walking challenge over on my other channel, Gail's Health Journey, and there's still time to join in on that, but anytime between now and January 31st. And they say anything you do for 3 weeks for 21 days becomes a habit. So I am walking every single day. Yeah, I understand. I wish I had no shame over it, Lori, but I do. But if you see my videos, you already know how out of control my weight has got. So you know that. You love me that way or you don't. That's pretty much how that goes. So I've been walking every day. The challenge is to walk every day. My goal is to get back up to the point of walking 4 10-minute walks 4 times a day. Had a little bit of a hard time yesterday because it rained in the morning, and it was very, very windy, and it was kind of acting up my asthma, because I do have some asthma. So that made walking outside very challenging. So sometimes I do walk inside. I walk from the kitchen through the nook, through the dining room, down the stairs into the living room, back up the stairs, and I go that route. And I set my timer on my microwave, and I set it for 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever my goal is that time. And I just keep going until the thing goes off. And then if I walk outside in the backyard, I set a timer, and I walk until the timer goes off. And then if I go walk at the park, I just walk around the park once. The goal is to try to walk around the park twice, but that's going to have to be after I stop struggling with the once. When I stop struggling with that, then I'll go for twice. But right now, yeah, I'm kind of like on the struggle bus. Yeah. But it'll get better, and it'll make my gardening season better to get myself all going now. Thank you. So I have my video, I'm going to do a video every single day for the month of January over on my other channel of me walking. A lot of it is just showing my steps. I've gotten pretty good at holding the camera and walking. It is quite a challenge, but I do it. I've been doing it. And it might make you a little dizzy. But hey, if it makes you dizzy to watch my feet, because somebody said that, just sit it down on the counter and listen to the music, because I'm trying to put some good music in it, if nothing else. So you can go back over there, and all my videos will be in a playlist. All my videos will be in one playlist, and then the group of everybody who joins the walking challenge, those will also be in another playlist. Yeah, I know. But it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good, getting all the things done I need to do, and being able to um, do all the things I want to do. And the ministry, I talked to God. I was like, to do this ministry, I have to be in good health. I have to be, my mom's disabled, so I have to be able to get up out of the car and go walk and do the things. I'm the runner of the group. She does what she does, and then she drives us around, and then I get out and walk around. Occasionally she'll get out, but I don't want her to get out constantly because she'll be really tired and it's harder for her to recover. So I prefer if she just stays in the car. And then I ask all the people when I do ministry if they want to be prayed for. If they say yes, I walk them over to the side of the car where my mom's at, and we can pray together. So, walked every day without your phone. Yeah, one day, uh, I didn't have to film my walking because I had, some ahead. So I just set it down. I've set the timer and set it down somewhere outside and walked without the phone. And I got to admit, it's so much easier to walk without the phone. So if I don't have to, if I don't need to use it that day, if I'm ahead, then I won't. But sometimes I do need to film. But I am a few ahead. I started in December so that I would be ahead in case something happened. So because I wanted to have a video coming out every day. That was the goal. Thank you. Thank you, Jan. And another thing I did was, I've been going down this rabbit hole of the bioengineered ingredients. If you haven't been watching our Healthy Goals Wednesday that Heather and I are doing, I went on the whole bioengineered food thing. So I've been cleaning out my cabinets. I have pretty much out of the 6 cabinets over here, I have 5 of them cleaned out, and there's a very top shelf that has some regular flour and a few things I'm gonna make, like some cookies for church and stuff. So I left a few things up there. They're way up there high, but all the rest of the cabinets, I've already gone through all of them, and there were some bioengineered ingredients that I had to throw away. And then I've been in the process of replacing all those items with organic, better quality. And I'm going to have to learn how to make a few things that I did buy as convenience foods. Hello, Butler Family Farm. How are you? Hi, Susan and Jerry. Okay. I'm going to look back at my list. I do have a collaboration going on for this whole year that I'm doing with Echo from Kaleidoscope of Happiness, and it is called Suno Family Creates. So all you people who make Suno songs or maybe use a different program that isn't Suno but does the same kind of stuff, it's going to be a collaboration this whole year. You'll use the hashtag Suno Family Creates in your song video, and we'll put it in a playlist, share it out, and maybe it'll get a few more views that way. So that's what we're doing. So that'll be fun. I've been enjoying playing with Suno. A lot of the songs I do for Suno, I've been doing over on Broken Hearts Ministry, because I've been doing the songs as kind of like a devotional. I'll pick like a Bible verse or a section in the Bible, and I'll make a song from that. I am writing my own words, but it's doing the voice and but you do pick a style. You have some leeway to try to make the music what you want. But I find it really fun and entertaining and kind of relaxing. So I got my mill tomorrow, and I can mill flour and herbs. That's really cool. That's awesome. I don't have any immediate plans to do that, but maybe in the future. For right now, there's some organic products I can buy at Walmart, and also hubby and I are going to do an Azure standard order where you can buy organic baking items there. So we're going to do that, but that might be something I consider in the future. I'll put that on the list in the background there. But my immediate plans is to learn how to make my own corn tortillas. So I'm going to I'm ordering from Azure Standard some organic masa. And also, I have like birthday, anniversary, Valentine's, all the stuff going on. And I have a little Amazon wish list, and hubby, hopefully has ordered that, but it's a tortilla press. So I'm going to make my own corn tortillas, and I'm going to make my own red enchilada sauce. And I'm going to learn how to do that. But yes, so the news, not always, but sometimes, is paid to say certain things and not say certain things. And you're right. The pyramid is upside down. We should be focusing on protein, whole foods like they would eat back in the old days. If your ancestors didn't eat it, you shouldn't be eating it either. We need to try to stay away from all that processed food and eat whole foods, meat, dairy, nuts, fruit, vegetables, and non-seed oils like good avocado oil, good olive oil, and coconut oil. And try to stay away, and butter, and try to stay away from those canola oil and all those seed oils. So those are not good for us. Hello, Free Handly Made AU. Oh, listening while you cook. Yeah. We're going to actually have a cauliflower crust pizza tonight. So we're going kind of easy tonight. Yeah. Okay. Let me look down at my thing, see if anything else. There's a collaboration coming up in April. And this collaboration is #GrowWhatYouEat. And it is being hosted by Kathy from Resourceful Living Homestead, Susan with Butler Family Farm, and Jan from Simply Jan Homestead. And they have videos coming out on that soon. I don't know if all 3 channels are doing a video or just Kathy, but that's going to be coming out soon. And that's going to be from April through September. So a really good gardening collaboration. I did ask her, and Jan, if you're in here, if you can answer me, is it a cooking video where you cook what you eat, or do you show it and then cook it, or do you just cook what you made? Maybe a little bit more detail if you're in here. Cauliflower crust pizza, yeah, we like it too. We like it too. And I actually have some black olives left over from our taco salad I had earlier in the week. So I'm going to add a little extra black olives and maybe a little bit more cheese and kind of dress it up a little bit, make it a little bit better. I want to order tallow to cook with instead of oils. That sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I've also heard what is the other? Yeah, beef tallow. Yeah, they do a lot of the, so I'm following these 2 nutritionists, and they're very high protein. So I'm trying to follow high protein diet. But I am also following some keto and carnivore people. So I am high protein, but I'm also gonna dabble in a little keto and a little carnivore. And I'm going to try to save my vegetable eating time for the summer when I'm growing my own vegetables, because I don't really trust that things aren't sprayed with glyphosate. Show what we grow by cooking something. Yeah. Okay. I want to learn how to make my own tortillas for tacos. Yeah, me too. Well, I'm going to start with corn for right now, and then I may later dabble in the flour and maybe some other. There's a bunch of other kinds of tortillas you can make too that are really interesting. So I'm planning on getting a tortilla press. I just thought it would be fun. I mean, mine don't have to be perfect, but I think it'll get it thinner, and and it's not like an electric thing. You got to put your strength into it, I'm thinking. So that'll be fun. Had roasted cauliflower tonight. Yep, that sounds good. Hi, Robin. Let's see. What did Ann say? Healthy when we eat whole foods and not processed foods. Yes. Stay away from the cereal aisle. Did you know there are 10 companies being sued for their ultra processed foods? Let me see if I can get that list up here real quick and I'll read it to you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Here's the list. Kraft Heinz, PepsiCo, General Mills, Mars Inc., the Coca-Cola Company, Nestle USA, Kellogg's, and Post Holdings, which is, you notice there's 2 cereal companies there. I think General Mills makes cereal too, but a lot of these companies make multiple things. So those are the companies being sued by California for making their people sick with their ultra processed and bioengineered food with all the bad food dyes that are not good. So they are coming down on them. Ultra processed foods are junk. Yes, they are. So I'm on a mission to bring awareness to the bioengineered ultra processed foods. I'm on a mission to try to get people to know that. So people are already like asking me questions about stuff. Like, what's this and what's that? And is this good? Is this bad? You know, because they've heard me talk about it for several weeks on Healthy Goals Wednesday. So now people are starting to text me questions about stuff. So it's kind of a compliment. Yeah, it's poison. It's poison that you're eating. Yeah, it's really scary stuff. So we're talking about healthy food, but also, uh, but you could make this a healthy thing. There is a cake collaboration coming out in February, being hosted by Tammy with Mountain Grandma and Tina with Life in the Piedmont Homestead. They're doing a cake collaboration. However, if you can buy yourself some good brands of flowers, it won't be too bad. And we have a video on the flowers that are good and bad. So if you need that video, we can forward that over to you, or you can email me at this email address and I will email you the video on what are the good flowers and bad flowers. It's so sad that our food is filled with the most disgusting things. We have to read every label. Yes. Yes. Right underneath your ingredients. If the food has bioengineered ingredients, it will have to say it right there or have a label that says bioengineered. And the sneakiest one of all is they can hide it under a scan code. Okay. Thank you, Penny. That's sweet of you. Thank you so much. I do plan on doing that. I get my tortilla press.
Hello, everybody.
All right. He wanted to come in and say hello. All right. Also, there is going to be an IBG seed swap for hosted by Indiana Backyard Gardener. I think she's going to probably put out a video sometime this month. And usually I think she sends out the seeds in March. So be looking for a video on that. You can also email her. If you need her email address, you can email me and I'll send your email address. When I made the switch to control my kidney disease, 100% organic cold foods, I lost 30 pounds in less than 4 months and getting the poison out of the body. Yes, that's what we are doing now. That's what your brother and I are doing now. Organic processed foods is poison too. Stay away from it. It's loaded with seed oils. Okay. Yeah. We're planning to do an Azure standard order, and I think they got some pretty good products going on there. So that cake collaboration's going on for February. The seed swap will be going on somewhere between January and March. Trying to make sure I got everything. And last night on the live, we talked about the Lone Star meetup that's going to be happening in Jacksboro, Texas, being hosted by myself and my husband, Tab Adventures. He just randomly yells. So that is going to be March 27th through 29th in Jacksboro, Texas at the Fort Richardson State Park. Most of the people coming to the meetup are going to be staying at the Butterfield Motel. But we're going to be staying at the RV park. You can stay in tents. That's a thing. So, and you can come up just for the day, for Saturday if you want. So if you need more information about the Lone Star meetup, you can email me at this email going across the bottom here. And also, if you're not coming to the meetup but would like to donate a prize to be given away, you can email me and I can give you an address to send that to. Be sure to put your name somewhere on your prize. That way the person who wins it knows what channel donated that prize. So that's the thing. So I'm going to be asking people off and on to be doing that. If you're interested, no obligation on that. But if you got something hanging out at the house that maybe you got something for Christmas that you can't use, send it on by. Maybe you make things. Maybe you make quilts or crochet stuff or make jewelry or whatever. Anything like that would be great. So it'll be really fun.
Yeah, we would really love to shout you out if you do donate. But if you don't, you can tell us anonymous and we will honor that too.
Yeah. Yep. And we plan on going to the Ozark meetup too. So we'll have our meetup in March, and then Jan, Linda, and myself will be doing the meetup in Missouri in June. So a couple of meetups to be able to go to. Gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I really like going to meetups. It's a great way. Your sister said, "Hi, hey, brat," and I love you.
I love you too, but you're the brat.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's gonna be a hard road, but I've cleaned out the pantry. I've began to throw things away. Your brother, my husband, is already noticing how the meals are changing, and even more than before. And I'm trying to come up with. I haven't come up with a meal plan yet, but pretty much everything in this house is good food. But that one pantry up there, which I might make cookies or something for church, it's the only reason I kept that one up there. Because it's not like I'm at the last minute going to go, I'm going to make some terrible cookies for myself. I'm not going to do that. So when I could go in the kitchen and make myself some healthy cookies, that would be way better. And I did that the other day. We had our first dessert since the beginning of the year. Made some healthy oatmeal cookies with Lily's dark chocolate chips made with the stevia. And I liked them. Hubby liked them. So that's going to be one of our desserts we have occasionally. Yeah, I think it will get easier. Yeah. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see some pictures of my lunches. I more commonly photograph my lunches more than my dinners because hubby's home, and at lunch I have more time. So I sit there and take a picture or make a little video or something. But I don't usually always do that at dinner. I'm usually in a hurry to get the food out to my husband, so I don't always do that. Every day, but no video. That's cool. Well, good for you, Robin. Yay. Let's see. You can make tasty, healthy whole foods. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here. We're trying to eat like our ancestors ate. Cookies with monk fruit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to find a monk fruit that's not made in China. Because last time I tried to buy monk fruit, it was made in China, and I ended up throwing it in the garbage. Because I don't eat stuff made from China. Yeah, good job, Robin. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you want a tortilla recipe from Penny Ortiz, Heather's going to post that on her community post. So you can go over and check that out. Janet's going to be going live at 6 o'clock. Yeah. I don't think I use stevia or swerve. I use organic honey from straight from Butler Family Farm. So that's what we're using. Stevia, stevia, organic honey, confirmed organic honey, and swerve for if I'm baking cookies. And like I say, I will use the monk fruit, but I'm going to have to find some not made in China. And I'm in a small town, so, I have to get what I can get. Your monk fruit is made in Utah. Well, our monk fruit is made in China that we sell in our store. I bought it, brought it home, looked at the back of the package and went, oh, man. And I didn't eat it. I threw it straight into the garbage because I'm like, I'm not going to knowingly be eating stuff from China. I mean, I might be accidentally eating it, but I'm not going to do it on purpose. Yeah, I tried to go stevia. I didn't have good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah. I can only use honey if I'm making stuff just for myself, because hubby doesn't like honey. Like if I'm making a smoothie that's just for me, I can use honey for that. But if I'm making like healthy oatmeal cookies, I have to use the swerve because hubby doesn't like the taste of honey. And he says he's allergic to it. I don't know if he is, but that's okay. Either way, it's fine. I want to keep the honey to myself anyway. No. Anyway, but I have about a whole container plus part of a container from Butler Family Farm. So, and they have their own bees and all that. So, and I probably will end up buying a couple more from them just so I'll have enough to go through this year. Because, like I say, it lasts me a while because I'm the only one using it. Okay. Yeah, if you have some questions about the corn or flour tortillas that Penny's given a recipe to, you'll leave some questions under that. White. That must be answering a different question. Yeah. All right. I think I touched on everything. I touched on the walking, the weigh-in, the cake collab, the seed swap, the bioengineered stuff, the Sino family creates, grow what you eat. Yeah. Okay. I got everything. Got everything on my list. I should have made a longer list, I guess. You're going to be cooking supper, but you'll be eating. Oh, we're going to have the cauliflower crust pizza. So give me a call, sis, when the live is over before going to Jan's live. Sorry, Jan. I need to pull Nisi from you. Okay. Sis, if you're still here, your brother wants you to call him. Get ready to make goat's milk and honey soap. Oh, you're getting ready to make it? Oh, that sounds really cool. Yeah. I make the goat's milk soap from a soap base that's already a goat's milk, but I would love to try that. That would be cool. I'm trying to get the concept of putting honey in soap because it seems like it would be sticky. But maybe because it's just a little amount, maybe it's not so sticky. But wait, they asked a question. What channel is the flower video on? I don't know if it's a video or a recipe. I think it might be just the recipe. It's on Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. It's on this channel. If you go to this channel and look at the community post, the recipes will be on there. So if you need any information about the Lone Star Meetup or any of the other collabs I talked about, you can send me an email. It's a recipe. Okay. Cool deal. Thank you, Penny, for providing those. It's really cool. I am going to be making them, but I'm going to probably wait until I have my organic masa and also until I have my tortilla press. Hello, Ark Wildman. How are you? Howdy, howdy. So that's pretty much what we got going on here. Not too much. Probably do a little gardening if it's nice tomorrow. I'm going to make some cookies because we're going to a new church. We started going to a new church probably about 2 months ago. And every Sunday after church, they have a community meal for lunch. And so every Sunday we go to church and then we eat right after. So they send a menu ahead of time of what the meal's going to be kind of like. And so this week they're doing sandwiches and salads. So I'm actually going to bring cookies. So I'm going to bring the dessert. And that's what that naughty flour is up there for. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use up some of my naughty ingredients and take it to the church and leave it there and give it away at the end. Here you go. Take the cookies, please. So if not, though, I'll package them up and send them with hubby to work and he can give them to his coworkers. So it's all good. And I might try to make a half a recipe so I won't have so much left over. But anyway, I couldn't think of a sandwich or soup or a sandwich or salad I would want to make because it's not really gardening season. So I thought I'll just make the dessert to go with it. And that way I don't have to really do anything. I could just walk in, lay down the platter of cookies and leave it there. That's it. Whereas last time I made the quiche and I had to leave it on low and kind of keep going back to make sure my quiche thing didn't burn. So it was like a big thing. Yeah. So anyway. And then some people call it a cheat meal when you have one meal that's just whatever you want it to be. Whereas my sister prefers to call it a treat meal instead of a cheat meal. So I decided since we're eating every week at church that would be my treat meal because sometimes there'll be meat and vegetables and fruit and nuts or cheese, and I can eat healthy. Sometimes that'll be there at church. Other times though, there won't be any of that. Like if there's a bunch of casseroles, I don't know what's in any of that stuff. So that one day I'm going to eat that one meal and one dessert once a week. So I think that's not too bad. That way I can eat with my church and not have to, if they have good options, I'll try to take the good options. But if they don't, I'm not going to be hard on myself. I'm just going to kind of get some small portions and eat what they're eating. And I don't think it's going to kill me to eat that once a week. So. Oh, well, I can't grow corn, so I can't grow corn. I've already tried to grow corn twice. I've no success at growing corn. So making masa from that kind of scratch, that was not going to happen. That was not going to happen because I can't grow corn. I don't have success at growing corn. That recipe is a whole different thing from if you want the video about the good flowers and the bad flowers, that's a whole different video from the recipe Penny's giving you. That's two different things. So if you want the video about the flowers, I can send you that I can text that to you. Or the recipe that Penny did. I don't know anything about how she's doing that. I don't know her stuff. But anyway, Kitty's over there crying. Yeah, so that's that. He's probably hungry, I'm guessing. Well, I don't have a wheat grinding mill, so I'm not going to be grinding any wheat. And I don't have any corn, so I'm not going to be grinding any corn either. But I know places where I can get good products that I think are good products. Okay, we done? Okay. The video on the flowers. Okay, I can get that to you, Beth. I can get that to you. Somebody shared that video in a group chat that I have. So, yeah, I did. Walmart sells the Bob's Red Mill flowers that are organic, and that's in the video that it's good. So I do have some of that in case I need to. I won't be eating a lot of flour like right now because that's not really on my eating plan. But if I decide to make something, occasionally I'll have the good organic flour. It's better. Yeah, I threw my cornmeal out. My cornmeal is in the dumpster. I'm still looking for good organic gluten-free flour. I thought Bob's Red Mills was gluten-free flour. Am I mistaken, sis? I thought it was. Yeah, I use organic almond flour. I like it. Not in everything. I really like it more when you mix the almond flour with another flour. Like I have a grain-free cracker recipe where you mix almond flour with tapioca flour, and that makes it really good. I like it that way. But by itself, not so much. But if you decided you wanted to fry fish, you could bread it with the almond flour, and it's pretty good. And put some seasonings in it. Egg it, put the almond flour on it, and it would make you feel like you're having a piece of regular fried fish if you just really have a want for that. Yeah, coffee grinder. I do have a coffee grinder. It's but I don't have any goals to grind my own anything. Maybe coffee. Maybe I might grind my own coffee. Yeah, I'll look at my package, sis. I thought the one I bought was gluten-free, but it might just be organic. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I thought I would have it in case we decide to have a treat meal and make some bread in the bread machine. I need to scoot. Okay. I will see you at your live here shortly. King Arthur brand. Yeah. Yeah. King Arthur brand is in the video. I have to send you the video, Penny. Yeah. Let's see. What time does it say now? It says 14 minutes from what I can see. Let me look at my phone. Yeah, it shows 13 minutes. Anybody have any exciting plans for the weekend? I am certainly not the expert on the flowers, but I do have the video for you, Beth, and it is very eye-opening. But yeah, we definitely don't want to be eating stuff that's bad for us. We don't want to be getting cancer and having adult ADD and all these problems. I think some of our memory issues and some of our swelling, arthritis type issues are all coming from stuff. Yeah. I'm saying I'm not going to mill flour. Maybe in the future I will, but right now I don't have any current plans to do that. I just plan to buy good products, research my products, and buy good products. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is autoimmune. Yeah, that's what's causing the autoimmune disorders is the food. I believe that's what's causing everything: heart disease, diabetes, depression, ADD, anxiety. I believe food is doing it all. Ginkgo daily for the brain. I definitely need to buy a ginkgo supplement of something. Yeah, maybe next time we do we order our vitamins from Bronson Basics, which is out of New York, because I realized a few months ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago, that the vitamins in Walmart were made in China. So we started ordering our vitamins from Bronson Basics. So, since going Whole Foods, I've been able to cut down on my mental meds. I was able to cut down by half. That's good. Stage 2 kidney disease instead of stage 3. Yeah. With your foods and God, you should be able to just heal up all the way, really. I think so. I think you can heal yourself. You can heal yourself from whatever you're ailing with food. Food is medicine. Don't let anybody tell you different. Food is medicine. If you're eating right, you're going to feel good, and and most of us are older-ish, and we need to be eating more protein. We need to be eating more meat, more dairy, more cheese. We need to be eating our protein, eggs. Don't be scared of red meat. All the meats and dairy, and if you can tolerate those things, eat your protein, because as we get older, we don't need less protein. We need more protein so we don't end up with osteoporosis. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just be sure you're getting vitamins not made in China. Maybe order them from a reputable company. We're going to do our first Azure standard order. I've seen him do it on YouTube, several different YouTube channels, mostly homesteading channels. We're going to be doing our first Azure standard order next week. So I'll be doing a video of that. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. So I'll be showing what I order in that. And there's a button where you can click for organic products. It also gives you kind of an idea of what the organic products are, because there are a few of those products at Walmart. Once you start recognizing the brands, you can pick the better brands. I've watched a lot of videos. I've listened to a lot of doctors. I'm following 2 nutritionists on YouTube, getting a lot of information. I have books and cookbooks and all the things. Hubby just ordered me this book, How to Eat. And this is one of the nutritionists that I'm following. And her name is Autumn Bates. She's over on YouTube. Autumn Bates, How to Eat. Half of it is talking about the why of eating high protein. The other half is a cookbook. So there's a lot of good recipes in there. I'll be sharing a lot of these recipes over on my other channel that I started, which is Gail's Health Journey. Also, I wanted to show you guys, I put these out for show and tell, and I almost forgot. Hubby ordered me this book for Christmas. It's called The Lost Ways, and it has a lot of the old school ways of doing things in here. So I've heard about this book in a lot of commercials. So I need to get in and start reading it. Maybe marking some pages of some things I want to do. I'm hoping there's some apothecary things in there. I never say I won't do something. I'll definitely try it. Last year, I made my very first homemade pumpkin pie from pumpkins I grew in the yard. The sugar pie pumpkins I grew with the Vineyard Chicks collaboration. And so it took a long time because you had to wash them, and then you have to cut them in half and put them on the thing and cook them, and then you have to dig it all out, and then you have to put it in a blender, and then you have to squeeze all the juice out. I mean, it's a process. It's a process, especially if you're filming it. It was a long process, but let me tell you, I don't even like pumpkin pie. Never liked pumpkin pie my whole life. But since I spent 6 hours making that homemade pumpkin pie for my own pumpkin, I wanted to try it because I put a lot of work into it. So I tried that pie. It was so good. So I realized that I do like pumpkin pie, but I like pumpkin pie homemade from your own pumpkins. Also, one thing about making your own homemade pumpkin pie, which is really hard, is you can control the seasonings because people tend to put a lot of ground cloves, and they just put a lot. So I just took what ingredients it said, and I put less of each ingredient and a little extra cinnamon because I like cinnamon. And the pie was perfect because I got to season it my own way, and I did all the work on it, and it's such a more mild flavor. And then I also realized this year that pumpkin puree in the can, the one from Walmart, is actually made in China. Check your ingredients. Make sure it doesn't have bioengineered, and make sure it's not made in China. Your vitamins and your food, some of that stuff's coming from China. And China be trying to kill us. That's my opinion. They're killing us slowly, though. Yeah. Anyway, my opinion. Yeah, just get up on my soapbox, and hopefully I stay on the soapbox because it's important to watch what you eat. So we'll be talking about that. Heather and I haven't picked out our next subject for Healthy Goes Wednesday yet, but we will be talking about that. USA is trying to kill us too. Yeah, by letting China touch our food in the first place, buying things from China. Yeah, all that. And the chemicals in everything. I mean, we could spend all day being afraid of everything, but we still have to just, try to take the time to enjoy our life too. Be mindful of what you're eating and what you're putting on your body, on and in your body, but also enjoy your life, because the cortisol from being stressed out all the time, that also makes you gain weight and be chunky. So we also need to not overly be mindful of it, but not worry about it all day, because that's just going to stress us out. It is totally going to stress us out. So, yeah, but I'm going to be doing some healthy recipes. I did my first healthy oatmeal cookie recipe that's going to post sometime in February. Because I'm walking every day in January, any videos I make for the Healthy Goals Journey channel over there, all those videos are going to be posted in February, because for this whole month I'm walking. So anything I make is going to be building up for February's videos. So yeah, I'm kind of posting in the future. But that's how I get all the videos going out, as I just post. I just may do 2 or 3 videos in a day and then schedule them out. Ooh, that's cool. Wish I could do that for my cats. They talk a lot about making your own dog food, but nobody talks about how to make your own cat food. Nobody does that. I've never seen anybody talk about that, but that's important too. But apparently, dog people, they get in and do that, and they talk about it and make videos. But I've never seen anybody say, I'm going to make these treats for my cat. But I mean, it's probably out there somewhere, but I mean, it would be nice to make some healthy items for the cats too. So, and maybe they would eat the dog treats, if they were presented with them. But my hubby made the mistake of buying a cat treat that had catnip in it. So now the cats are acting crazy. And I told him, I said, it's your fault the cats are acting crazy, because you're the one that bought the cat treat that had the catnip in it. Yeah, I'm sure you can. It's just not as popular. Yeah, there probably is, but I've never seen it. I've even seen them make like soot cakes for birds or chickens. Yeah, but I've never seen anybody do anything for cats. I would try it if I I would try it if I saw a video on it. I would try that. That would be an interesting video, actually. I'd be the first one to do it. Maybe you could take a dog thing and make it for cats. I mean, I think dogs eat cat food and cats eat dog food, so why wouldn't they also eat the other food? I do, though, actually give my cats pieces of meat sometimes, because I know it's healthy, because I watched a video on that years ago that said you could feed your cat meat or cheese. So any kind of protein, wild caught salmon or cod, ground turkey or chicken, and some quinoa and animal safe veggies. Huh. Yep. I have to try that. Maybe a dog one would work for cats. A cooked egg is safe for cats too. Huh. I don't know if I've ever tried to feed the cat an egg before, but that, if it's healthy for a human, why wouldn't it be healthy for a cat too? Okay. Thank you, Robin. Greek yogurt is safe for cats and dogs, just a very small amount. Yeah, true. Yeah. All right. It is time for Jan's Live. So if you guys will go over to Simply Jan Homestead say hello, give her some hearts, tell her you're getting a love ray from Gail. And I'm going to throw in our pizza and going to send that video to Beth. And if you guys have any questions, just email them here. I have my email on the about pages of all the channels. So if you want to know what's the current one, that's what it is. So I will see you guys over at Jan's channel. Have a good evening and have a blessed weekend. Bye, guys.